6 items that are most certainly going to be going up in price here in fall and winter of 2023 and 2024. Let's get to it. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. If you are new here today, make sure you subscribe down below. Give us a thumbs up as it does help spread our videos out around the world. We do appreciate it. So, 6 items to go up in price in fall and winter of 2023 and 2024. These are big ones, guys. These are ones we always talk about on the channel here. Before we get into it, we are drinking the Costa coffee today. The coffee from London. Got my little coffee adventures with Danno little plaque thing here. I think that's pretty cool. Me and Jessica bought this at Hobby Lobby yesterday. $3. I was like, you know what? For the show here, it's pretty nice. I'll have to eventually find somewhere I can put it in the background. But anyway, let's get into this. For what you are here for, 6 items to go up in price in fall and winter of 2023 and 2024. Most of these are pretty obvious, but I wanted to just kind of give a roundup of some of these things that we're going to be seeing, and we're going to have a little bit of a discussion of these things toward the end of the video. But number 1 on the list is beef. That's a big one because of situations, weather conditions. A lot of farmers having to having to take down a lot of cattle last year to make ends meet. We're seeing shortages, which are driving the prices up. And usually that is what it is for everything. If you see shortages around your stores and stuff, that is what's going to be, when you see it come back in, you're going to notice that the prices are a lot higher. We've been noticing this everywhere, not just Kroger. I know people usually, Kroger is the nationwide super chain of grocery stores that we can always compare to, but that's part of the reason why their prices are always higher, because they can be. And it's kind of sad, but anyway, with beef, it's just something that we're just going to have to get through. And it's looking like prices are going to go up even higher. Looks like maybe mid to late fall. Now, hopefully they taper off through the winter, and then hopefully by next season, because farmers, from what I understand, are working rigorously. But, you have to have time to let the cattle grow, in order to support the new stock. And everything else going on, it's just a lot of things are falling into place that we know these prices are going to keep going up. We're seeing it every day in the grocery stores. Number 2. Rice. Now, I know you've heard me talk about rice a lot on the channel here. We have seen prices go up on rice way before the India ban, the export ban on rice. Now, I know a lot of people were saying that rice isn't going to affect us here in the States, but as we always say, when something goes away, when there's a major competition of something that goes away, that's going to cause all the other prices to soar. We're expecting rice is going to get really expensive. We've seen a lot of panic buying on rice and stuff, which we never recommend panic buying in anything. Always buy smart. That's what we preach on the channel here. But for the most part, this is what we're going to see. Over the next few months, I'm expecting rice to go up even more than it already has. And, it's just something we have to watch out for. As we always say on the channel, as we go through different stores and point things out, when you find sales on things, buy up a couple of the things that you use so that you're not caught in this major price hike that's going to happen. If you can get enough on sale to get you through winter. We have been seeing some sales on rice, which is kind of surprising. And it's also kind of fearful because, it's like they're getting rid of the stuff that is on the shelves. And then that's what we see, right? We'll see stuff go away on the shelves and then they'll come back at a much higher price. They're not even changing like advertising anymore. Normally, that's what we would see. Like 2 years ago when we saw shortages of a lot of different products, like they were changing advertising, shrinkflation. We've seen that a lot in things. So I wouldn't be surprised if even rice, some of the 2-pound bags that we're finding, like some of the smaller priced items that are affordable for the everyday person, that may be going down to 1 pound in order to save money on that. Shrinkflation probably saves more money than them actually raising the prices up a little bit in some ways. Number 3, canned goods and pet food. Now, we've already seen a surge in canned goods over the last year or two. You know, we've seen soups go up to the highest prices I've ever seen. Kroger regular price for canned soups is ridiculous. $1.89 for those little 10.5 ounce cans of Campbell's soup. Now, they still have chicken noodle soup and the tomato for $1.29 a can at Kroger, but we see all the other ones at $1.89. This is why, if you are new to the channel, what we do throughout the week, we go to Meijer and Kroger every week to check out a lot of the different sales, a lot of the things that you guys leave in the comments for us to check out and look to see what the kind of sales are going on. And we look at a lot of other items beyond that people are asking about to see if maybe there's hidden sales, because we see that a lot in stores today. Sometimes we won't see things in the ads or online. That's why we go to the stores to give you that kind of personal appearance of items, of things that you may or may not want to buy, but we do it anyway because we want to make sure that people are getting the best prices on things every day. So make sure, if you haven't already, hit that bell notification so you're updated on all of our videos that we put out, because we do a little bit of a variety. We do these little news breaks, and then we also do our store videos. So if you don't have the notification bell, you may just be alerted on one. I try to alert everybody every day. We always have a video come out at 8:30 in the morning every day. Sometimes these little news breaks in the afternoon of things that have to do with mostly food and your wallet, because with things as ridiculous as they are right now, we need to pay attention to a lot. These items that we're reading off here right now, I feel are the most important that we need to pay attention to, because I think, like beef, hamburger, we've already seen it skyrocket. I can't imagine it get any more expensive. Meijer, of all stores, I love Meijer hamburger. I mean, it's great, but their prices have really shot up lately. Kroger too, but Kroger is having some sales on some things. Like, I don't really care for the sealed tubes of meat. I don't like not being able to see it. I've always said that on the channel. A lot of new viewers have been talking about that too. So I just like to reiterate things so that all of our new viewers know what's going on and what kind of prices and opinions. We have our own opinions. You have yours. Take our opinions with a grain of salt. I give you the best information that I can every day. And I understand that some people will not agree with me, and that's okay. That's okay. Pet food. Pet food is going to be a big one. They've been crying out the shortage of aluminum again. And when we hear different things being screamed out in the open, and I mean like on the idiot box in there, and the mainstream of things, when we're hearing this aloud, we're seeing it in the papers, we're seeing it in articles, stuff like that. Pet food's going to be going up again, guys. They're saying, well, there'll be a shortage of pet food. Well, will there, or are they just going to charge a fortune so that they can overcharge the next buyer? Like, if I'm a store and it's like, because if you look at places like PetSmart and different pet supply stores, even, they're more expensive than some other stores like Walmart. I mean, excuse me. We're seeing an influx everywhere. We're seeing a price increase everywhere on pet food. Dry pet food is a big one. That's not aluminum. All this falls into play if we're going to see more price increases on pet food. I mean, it's just, that's what we hear. It's been the trend. I've been covering this for years now, and it's like, this is something that, again, you may want to look at different outlets. The next one we're going to talk about on the list is gas. But I want to talk about this for a second, because this is what, this was a major issue that we were having a couple years ago. We want to make sure that we're able to feed our pets. We want to make sure that, and I know some people were saying, start making your own pet food. That may not be in a lot of people's budget, but if you can do that and you're saving way more money than you're buying of cans of cat food, it might be the way to go. And dog food. I don't want to leave out dog food, but cat food is the one that we always really have a problem with. Dog food did go away there for a little while. There's some major shortages of it. We saw it come back, of course, at a higher price, right? That is the thing that I want everyone to remember. When you see shortages of something, they'll come back. They'll come back eventually when they restock. But when you see it for an extended period of time, that means that they're working out the logistics to charge you more money. So keep that in mind. We've been documenting this for over the last few years. Everything that we have seen go away has come back at a much higher price. So make sure you pay attention to that. Now we are going to get into gas. Gas is slowly but surely going up. It's not going up jumping like it did last year, but I don't want that to happen. But at the same time, we're seeing the slow burn here. It's going up like 30 cents a week. We're at $3.69 now. 2 weeks ago, we were at $3.29, and we're hearing some of our viewers out in Illinois. As we've talked about in other videos, for our gas prices, it kind of stays along that line of Route 70, which everything we see from our viewers coming from Illinois, Indianapolis, Cincinnati, Ohio. So it's like, and we've been hearing 409 out there, so we know it's coming this way. So I'm trying to keep my tank full at any time I can. And there's a lot of things that factor with that right now that has to pertain to a lot of different things going on. The heat, it's very hot right now, and I know there's and supply and demand. And the thing is that I have you been out on the roads lately? And, I remember in 2008 when this happened, people quit driving. People were buying bicycles. People were walking, and it's like that drove the gas prices way down. So if people drive less, gas prices will probably start coming down again. It's probably why we're not seeing it in the huge price hikes that they were last summer. I mean, that was ridiculous. I'd never seen over $5 a gallon here in the Midwest at all, ever. Like, that was crazy. And then it eventually came back down to right around $3 a gallon. And like most people were saying, it just sat there over winter, which was awesome. But here we are again, slowly creeping back up. And I know people way out west, California, and some of the bigger cities on the coast, anywhere on the coast, you're going to pay more for gas. And it's sad. I can't imagine paying more than $5 a gallon. I don't even know. I don't know how a city like Cincinnati, where we are, would be able to function. Right? We don't make as much money as a lot of people do on the East and West Coast and other places. So, it's kind of a give or take type situation where it's like, well, I either have to drive less or spend less at the grocery stores. I have to eat. So, anyway, just be mindful of the gas. So far, we've covered beef, rice, canned goods, pet food, and gas. And one thing about canned goods, too, I can't see too much go way up higher than it already is. I mean, we already have Kroger vegetables, store brand vegetables, which aren't that good, at $1 a can. At $1 a can. That's why we go to Sam's Club and Costco to get like our canned vegetables when we want them. Del Monte's our favorite. Most of you know that. And we get them for a little less than $1 a can when we go to those places. $1.50 or even higher at most other grocery stores. So, that's why we do that. All these little things that we can do to save. And there's lots of ways to save. I do plan on visiting Sam's Club here this week. So again, make sure you're subscribed so that you don't miss any of these other videos that we do. In my opinion, the store videos are the most important videos because we take you with us. We take you along with us to visualize. Everything that you see, you will remember. And that's important because when we see, and again, I don't want to just keep repeating myself here, but I want to make sure people are aware. It's what we've been preaching on the channel here. When you see something, especially that you love, that you buy on an everyday basis, you're like, oh, there's only one or two left, right? Chances are when it comes back, it's going to be going up at a higher price. And usually the first place to find these things is Kroger. I always call Kroger the most expensive place to shop to save money. I know it's funny, but the Kroger around here at least is one of the most expensive main supermarket chains that you can go to. I mean, their prices are ridiculous, but the sales that they put out, if you can live off the sales and if you can train yourself like we have to live off of the different deals, the buy 5 or more, save $1 each deal is always a fun one. This past one that they've had here at Kroger has been awesome. Lots of things on their list that a lot of our different viewers buy. I was excited about that. I was excited. It's been out for the last couple of weeks. I was excited to point a lot of these things out. I know a lot of people don't like digital coupons, but Kroger does really have some good digital coupons. Pretty much every week we can find at least a few of them that are worth stocking up on and putting in your pantry and just saving for storage, because some of these things are going to get ridiculous. Like one major sale they had, this was on the buy 5 or more, save $1 each deal, but it was the Campbell's soup chunky soup cans for 99 cents. No limits. Buy 5. All you got to do is get to that 5th item. Mix or match. There's been a lot of confusion on that. I know we got new viewers who've never done that before. Guys, this is the way to save. When you find these things, you buy them up. I mean, like, that's what we do. Not saying that's what you should or have to do. I'm just saying, like, $2.79 a can, regular price. 99 cents a can this week. And you will be seeing this video here a couple days before the sale ends. So if you're watching, today is Sunday. Their sale will end on Tuesday. I don't know if that buy 5 or more deal is carrying over for another week. Make sure you let me know down in the comments if it is. I have not looked at the preview or anything like that. I try not to do those things because I try to add entertainment into these videos as well, as to where the approach of being able to, you know, the shock factor or the savings factor, you know, all the emotions all in one. I always try to make it like we're shopping, just going in here together at that point, right? So I do look at some previews of things, especially when people leave them in the comments. It's hard to not look at some of the great sales coming up, especially the ones that I know a lot of you guys are going to want. Okay, so number 5, and this one is pretty obvious, I think, grains and wheat products. Now, with the ongoing Ukraine and Russia conflict, we are dealing with higher prices, as to where a lot of people are saying that is not affecting us as much in the States, you know, kind of like the rice thing. I beg to differ. I think that, I know for a fact it is. Look at the prices that have already gone. Now, we've seen things like cereal and bread. Now, this stuff was going up in price way before this Ukraine and Russia conflict. So, for them to say that now, and I get it, right, because there's going to be shortages, maybe not here, maybe not in the States, but there's going to be shortages all around the world, in Europe. You know, these people, they're going to be paying a lot of money for bread, grains, wheats, cereal, stuff like that. So I'm expecting, because of all this, because everything has a domino effect. What affects one person is eventually going to affect another in one way or another. May not affect us as bad as maybe some other countries like Africa. You know, I mean, from what I understand, they seem like the ones suffering most from this, and that's sad. That's sad. You know, and they're suffering from shortages. So what I expect is going to happen is we're going to see even more price increases on different cereals and different wheat products. You know, anything, that's a lot of stuff, guys. Flour. We've already seen flour creep up in price, right? It's going to go up even more. There's almost no doubt, you know, it's all the things that people are screaming out in the open. This is when, okay, now we know it's going to happen. You know, before, it's almost like I'd rather know by all this coming out here than not know, like a year and a half, 2 years ago, when people were just making things up right along. I'm not saying employee shortages and stuff like that didn't have anything to do with what was causing prices to go up, because it probably did. But as that, we're seeing these companies and manufacturers constantly plug different things in the stores. You know, shrinkflation, but you're charging the same price. Or regular size box, but you're charging $5.29 for a box of Raisin Bran. You know, I mean, it's absolutely crazy. It really is. And this is why, another reason why I do videos like this, because I want people to be in the know of things that I see on an everyday basis. I just want to pass along to you so that you're more self-aware. When you see these things, when you see a shortage of things, you better believe that there's going to be a huge influx of prices on that product when it comes back. We see it all the time. People, it's amazing. Like, I'll show something that went up 30 cents and people say, well, that's nothing. Really? A product that we've already seen go up $1, maybe 50% on a product over the last year, and an extra 30 cents isn't a problem? I think it's a big problem. I think it's a big problem, and you know, we need to start working some of these things out. Now, number 6 was one that I feel may not affect us for a little while. I feel like this one is going to be more towards the winter months into 2024, but it is something that's going to affect us because of situations, weather conditions, and stuff like that. And as much as I hate to say it, it's coffee, guys. Coffee. Now, as to where we may not see shortages of it because prices are going to be going up. Look at Kroger coffee. Look at Kroger's coffee. Look how much that has gone up over the last 2 years. It started off at $4.29 for those big containers 2 years ago when it had gone up from $3.99. Okay, $4.29 went up to $4.49. We saw it to then they had when we saw it go up to $5.99. Our channel was blowing up with comments of how people couldn't believe how expensive Kroger coffee was, and this was before we saw other coffees go up in price. That's why I was shocked. I was like, wow, these cheaper coffees are going up. How come the more expensive ones ain't going up? And whatever reasons or whatever they had for these things going on, I don't really know. I know the ones that they say: employee shortages, manufacturer problems, weather conditions. It's just one excuse after the other. And I don't. When I say excuse, well, yeah, a lot of things could play a part in that. What is Kroger coffee now, though? What was it from when it went up from $6.99? Because we saw it jump another $1 with it at the end of last year. Okay, now it's $8.99. $8.99. That is almost as much. That's close to the same price as Maxwell House. Or, Folgers is a little more, and it's gone up, a little bit. Folgers a couple years ago was $9.99. Now it's $11.49. So when you factor in that it's only gone up that much at Kroger, right? And I'm using Kroger as an example here because I feel it's the best one, because this is where we've seen other places will follow. Some places, like different stores, won't sell products if they charge too much. That's why you see stores like Walmart, Target, Big Lots, just other stores that carry a very minimal amount of these products. They wouldn't sell them if they're charging $12 for these. And the reason for that is because they know nobody's going to buy them, and it's pointless. It'd be a waste of space, right? Because most people might not be coming to these stores to get their coffee. But this is why we would go to these other stores, to point out the different sales if Folgers is your favorite. Now, if you can get to Kroger here in the next day or so, they have Starbucks on sale, the 12-ounce packs, or the Keurig pods, $6.79. Folgers canisters are $6.79 as well. They're both on digital coupons, but you can use that up to 5 times. So, stock up if you can. I did go over this in our last Kroger video. So make sure you stock up on that stuff if you drink Folgers and stuff like that. But as for that, those are our 6 items to go up in price in fall and winter 2023, 2024. Now, I have to imagine that people are different manufacturers and people, building these products, creating these products, sending these products out to our stores, that they are going to try and do everything they can to not raise the price. The only problem with that is that I'm seeing things in the future being shrinkflated even more. We went to Dollar Tree yesterday, which I will leave that video in the description box below. We're seeing a lot of products now. We're seeing a lot of products get shrinkflated. Right? We're seeing them from major manufacturers, that sell these products in other stores for higher prices, but there's a lot more quantity. Okay? That's the thing with Dollar Tree, is that their price is going to always be the same. So their products are just getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And I have a feeling that's going to be next. We're going to see a 30-ounce canister of mayonnaise go down to maybe 24 or 25, or maybe just shy off a little bit so nobody notices. You don't want to shy off too much, right? Because they're not going to come out and say, well, Kraft mayonnaise is shrinkflated here 2 ounces. They're not going to come out and say that, ever. They'll put it on their website so that, because they have to. Because they have to. But, and I don't even know if they have to do that, to be honest with you. I really don't. I don't think they do. I think that, it's just, well, this is what it is. It's 28 ounces now. They're not out here saying, and the thing is I feel that is, and I get it from their point of view. You don't want to think that people are getting less of a product, but that's kind of not being honest with people, is it? But I see that kind of stuff happening, because some of these products I can't see them charging any more for. People just won't buy them. And if you're paying $6.59 or $6.49 or $6.99 for a thing of mayonnaise, then maybe you should get a membership to Sam's Club or Costco, because yeah, that's ridiculous. Those kind of prices are insane. Nobody should have to pay that much. But that's what we're going to see happen. We're going to see eventually these prices are going to stay the same, right? Because they're thinking already, like, we're maybe not losing money because they're charging so much, and you have your diehard fans of these products, your faithful fans of these products, but you're not bringing in any new customers, because I'll tell you this much right now. I will never pay $6 for a thing of mayonnaise. I don't need it that much. I mean, or I'll find it somewhere cheaper. Or I'll go to Dollar Tree and I'll just get one of them little teeny tiny things for $1.25. We don't eat much mayonnaise. And it's like, for those prices, yeah, I mean, it kind of equals out to about the same. But if I'm not eating that much anyway, why would I spend $6? Somebody brought up an interesting point about mayonnaise the other day too. They said that they use their mayonnaise and then it just kind of eventually goes bad in their fridge and they don't even go through half of it. Well, for people like that, I say get it at Dollar Tree. Get you a couple of the little ones. So you got one that is sealed, put away, and then have one open that's going in the fridge. That might be a smart idea. That might be a better idea than going out and buying one of the big 30-ounce things that you're never going to use. So anyway, guys, this was our coffee rant for the day. I put at the bottom here, but we've already talked about it. Watch for shortages and products to come back at higher prices. I feel like that is kind of like common sense these days. But you'd be surprised. I mean, some people just don't think like that. I mean, maybe it's just me. I don't really know. And for the people that we talk about it on the channel, hopefully you're paying more attention to some of these things, because yeah, it is crazy times, guys. And whether prices go up on a lot of your favorite products, the way future and everything's going and everything, it does look like we are going to be dealing with some more shrinkflation, because we've seen it in a lot of these, quote, value stores, places like Family Dollar, Dollar Tree, Dollar General. Dollar General not as much, but we're starting to see some things. We're seeing things that were $1 there now start to go up in price. They still have their dollar section, but we noticed it's getting less and less and less. So we have to pay attention to these little things, guys. We want to save money. But thank you, everyone, for joining me today. Something we definitely had to discuss, because we get a lot of comments on it. When I get a lot of comments on things on the channel, when I get 20 to 30 comments about the same thing of certain prices that are going up where you are, you better believe we're going to talk about it. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great night.